Big Ten. Great segue into Big Ten play. Point blank, how many teams in this conference are going to make the tournament? Because I think there are 4 good teams in this league. I think those 4 teams are Purdue, Illinois, Ohio State, and Wisconsin. I think Michigan State's right behind that group. I think if you want to lump in Michigan State with the good teams, then okay, there are 5 teams we firmly expect to make the tournament. Everything else seems up in the air. Everything else seems like a toss-up. Everybody else has work to do resume-wise. So I want to go team by team for this. And I want us to say, how likely is it that this team makes the NCAA tournament? I want you to give them a percent, like 50%, 80%, whatever percent chance you think it is. I'm going to do the same. We're going to combine our percents. And if the team's percent is over 100% out of 200%, then they make the tournament. That's how this works. That work?
We're ranking this out of 200%.
Well, you're doing your scale out of 100%. I'm doing my scale out of 100%. And then we're combining our percents. And if it's more than 100%, they make the tournament.
All right.
Starting at the top of the conference, Indiana, 2-0 in conference play, 8-3 overall. Very low on KenPom, though. KenPom does not like them. They're 87th. Does this team make the NCAA tournament, yes or no?
Unfortunately, I have to go right now. They don't have bad losses. They're lucky as shit. So I'll say 47% chance.
I think I'm going to give them a 40% chance. I think this team is bad. The wheels are going to fall off at a certain point. That means that is a less than 50% chance, less than half of what is needed. Indiana does not make the NCAA tournament according to the sleepers. Illinois, do they make the NCAA tournament? Yes, 100%.
100%.
100%. So we have one team in. That's good. Wisconsin, do they make the NCAA tournament? Yes or no?
I would actually say 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 100%. They have the resume. Of all the teams in the league, I think they have the best resume compared to what they really are right now.
Yeah,
they have some impressive moments.
Yeah.
That Marquette win especially is going to go a long way. Northwestern, 8-2, 1-0 in conference play with the win over Purdue. The Chicago State loss obviously cripples them. They're projected 9-11 by KenPom in conference play. Where they're 66th overall on KenPom right now. Not great. Feels bubbly to me. What percent chance do they make the tournament?
I'm going to go above 50 because Budarius is still on the team. So give me like 55% chance.
I feel like we should have had to submit our percentages separately.
Because like once you hear mine, it throws you off.
Yeah, like I'm adjusting mine based on what yours is based on the outcome I want. But hey, that's how this works. Unless you pull rank, I get to do this. I'm gonna give Northwestern a 40% chance of making the tournament. I don't think this team's good enough. The Chicago State loss is gonna kill them. Like if they get in a bubble situation where you're comparing them to a Big 12 team and you're like, oh yeah, they lost to Chicago State. They're just written off. It's over.
Yeah.
So that means 95% total out of 200. Northwestern does not make the tournament. We're still at 2. Purdue, do they make the NCAA tournament?
100%.
How many Big Ten games could Purdue lose and still make the tournament?
I think they could go like you said, Northwestern like 9-11 and still make it.
I think they could go like 7-13 and still.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the non-conference is that good.
Yeah. All right. Purdue's in. Ohio State, are they in the tournament? They're 9-2 overall, 1-1 in the Big Ten, projected to go 12-8, which is the 4th place finish.
I would actually give Ohio State like 90% chance of making the tournament.
I think I'm closer than you, like 90, 98.
Yeah, like they got some good wins, 2 losses. Like, yeah, I think they're in a good spot.
There's a world where it falls apart, but I don't see the world because I think
they're getting better though. I think like every game, I feel like they're getting better.
Big win for us in our Chris Holtman stock. We never,
even though that Penn State loss, good God Almighty.
Interesting one here. Nebraska 9-2 overall, a very good win against Michigan State. Their losses are respectable losses, other than at Minnesota, which didn't happen, but it's on the road. The Creighton loss isn't going to hurt them. Huge win at Kansas State. That's one that's going to matter from a resume standpoint. They're projected to go 10-10 in conference play. 10-10 in conference play would just one loss outside of conference play seems like an NCAA tournament team. What percent would you give Nebraska?
30.
Really? I was going to say 55 for
Hmm.
Nebraska.
30.
They have the resume, though. All they got to do is go 500 in Big Ten play, and I think they get there.
They didn't really play anybody in non-conference, and the
The
good
win, the
teams they
win at
played.
Kansas State. The win at Kansas State's huge. A true road game at Kansas State.
Yeah, true. Okay, I'll bump it up actually because that is a true road win against. I think. Okay, I'll bump it up to 40, but that's as high as I'll go.
So you got 40, I got 55, which means they do not cross the threshold. Okay, Michigan Wolverines, percent chance they make the NCAA tournament.
10.
They are 6-6 overall. They are 1-1 in conference play, projected to go 9-11. Who's their coach?
Juwan Howard.
Is he actually their coach? I can't remember if he's still coaching.
Last time I checked.
Oh. Yeah, they have a 0% chance to make the NCAA tournament. Maryland, what's their chance? 7-4 right now. 8-12 is the projection in conference play. They're 1-1 currently in the Big Ten. Resume stinks though. Like
It does. Resume does stink, but
they don't have a top 100 win. They have 2 losses outside the top 100.
Probably 15% chance, right?
They have to win a bunch of Big Ten.
A bunch of Big Ten games. I don't know if they can.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. I'll give it a little higher than you. I'll say it's a 20% chance, but it's not pretty. All right, that takes us to Minnesota, who is 8-3 actually. Surprisingly good start for Minnesota, who there's just no world at all.
No.
I think the Nebraska win was kind of good.
0.
I think there's like a 10% chance Minnesota could sneak their way in.
Huh.
They have a better resume. Penn State 5-6, projected 6-14.
A 0.
That's a 0. Rutgers 7-3, projected 7-13 in Big Ten play.
5%.
They have a projected worse record in Big Ten play than Minnesota, Nebraska. Like I'm surprised people are more down on Rutgers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5, and I'm not gonna apologize to anyone who gets our comments telling me I'm so sick of these guys judging Rutgers before Mawat Mag is back. Okay, like let's relax. You're not bringing back Zion Williamson. Okay, like you're still not gonna be that good. Just next year you're gonna be great. Suck it up.
I think it's a 0% chance. I'm sorry, Rutgers fans, but the Rack's going to have to do more magic than it ever has before. And there's a reason the analytics sites project you to have a worse record than a team like Minnesota in this conference. It's not great. Michigan State, by the way, you'll notice I'm going in order of the conference standings, by the way. So the reason Michigan State is the 13th team out of 14 that I mentioned is we're going in order of their current place in the standings. Michigan State's 6-5 overall, 0-2 in conference play, but notably they are the McLean Cup champions. I know that's going to really matter on Selection Sunday.
It actually will because it's a win against Baylor. So that is going to hold a lot of weight.
Is there going to be like a little McLean Cup emoji, like when they bring up like the blind resume game, and this team has like McLean Cup under their belt? Like that's big.
Right now, this team is, as of this day, not in the tournament. So it's like bubbly. So right now, I would give it 50% chance.
Wow. You're gonna make me do this. That seems low to me. It seems low to me because of who they are and because of Tom Izzo. So I'll put Michigan State in the tournament begrudgingly. I do think like if it gets down to it, if we get to like Michigan State's one of the last 4 teams considered, they're getting in. Come on. Like you're telling a room of humans in a room is gonna not put Michigan State in favor of like Wake Forest when it comes down to it. Like it doesn't matter as long as they're in the conversation. If they don't play their way out of it, and they look better right now, so I think they play their way in. I'll give them a 60% chance to make the tournament. I do think it's closer than people think because they are 0-2 in conference play. You can't finish Big Ten play like 7-13. That's the only thing you can't do.
And they might.
Yeah, they need to. They need to start winning games for sure, but they are starting to win games. And they followed up the McLean Cup win with the Mark Watts Cup win. That was huge. Iowa.
I need every Michigan State game to have a cup.
Oh, they will. Don't worry. I've already researched people who attended both schools for every game on the schedule the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Iowa, who is actually has the same record as Michigan State in both conference play and overall. What's Iowa's chances of making the tournament?
0.
Yeah, I think you got to give it like 10 just because it's Iowa and it's Fran. And also, I don't think Fran's going out without a little bit of a fight. Like, if we really think this is Fran's last season, I don't see him like limping to the finish line.
Counterpoint, I think Fran's going to choose to go out with a fight every single game. Like, he's literally getting ejected because he wants to go out without a fight.
That would be fun. That would be really fun.
Like, what's the record for coach ejections in a season? I need Fran to break that.
Yeah, I would love to see that. It would be good. Somebody in our stats and research department looked that up for us. Okay, so that's the end of this. So that means we have Illinois in, Wisconsin in, Purdue in, Ohio State in, and Michigan State in. This is a 5-bid league officially, according to us. And one of those 5 is flimsy. That's where we're at.
Yeah, little 10.
So if I set the over-under at 5.5 tournament bids right now, pick them either way. You're for sure taking the under? Or are you thinking like collectively, even though we say individually all of them are out, you would bank on one more team to find a way in?
Is it plus odds at over?
It's minus 110 both sides.
Okay. Try and get greedy. I would take the over. I bank on one more team sneaking in.
What team's the team you think sneaks in?
I know they just lost to Chicago State, but why do I think Northwestern can?
If it's a team that sneaks in, I think it's going to be Indiana.
If that's the team that we're banking on the sneak in, give me the under.
I'm taking the under for what it's worth. I think it's 5.5. I will not be surprised at all if this is a 4-bid league. Honestly, I kind of like to see it keep trending. Like, I know people are like, ooh, root for the Big Ten. I kind of want to see like a 2-bid Big Ten this
year. And that would get rid of the like, oh, I'm sick of the Big Ten in March. Like, damn it. Yeah, like let's send our best and let's rock with that.
Let's just pretend we're a mid-major conference for a year. And like we're the plucky underdogs who, they got the cute little 7'5" center. I don't know. He might be a guy. Like that'd be fun.
This Zach Edey, he might be a guy, folks.
Yeah, keep an eye out. That's a scary little matchup there. All right. Final topic today. Louisville's taking on Kentucky this weekend. You like that one?
I'm sorry. I can't get over like Selection Sunday. They just come over like, okay, don't want to sleep on this Purdue team, by the way. A lot of people talk about this Zachary Edey fella and Braden Smith. They can do some things. And Coach Painter, he's building something over there in West Lafayette, Jim.
Now, at first glance, you might not think much of Braden and Fletcher, but these two kids, these young men, are two guys who are built for this moment, Carter. Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know why this is killing me so much.
It's funny. It's for sure fun. Also, Braden and Fletch do look like a mid-major backcourt. So,
yeah.
Okay.